rehab of the wine store is terrific, and I hope the other ones that are new stores that are coming are similar, because this open look of the, being able to look at the entire front of it, the loft area, whatever it is.
It's fabulous.
It's great.
It's fabulous.
The only one thing I would say though, there are two little windows that are nice, that are on the upper level. They just have vertical bars, which look like they may have been from 40-year-old bars from the building. If they could simply put maybe a decorative grill or something instead of those bars, because they obviously look like they're not rehabbed. They're the original one. It's just a minor point. Yeah, within the store, when you look up, you can see that there are two little windows up at the top. Yeah. They just have two little vertical bars, nothing bars. They look kind of
in the wine store.
Yeah, if you look up at the second floor, those two windows have bars and and the theft bars, obviously. But if they could just make that a little bit more nicer looking.
Yeah, you had at a REAC meeting a while ago. You had indicated that there was a restaurant that was interested in 503, and they wanted permission for outdoor seating. Anything ever happen with that?
As far as I know, the last memory I have of that is that there was still discussion with REAC Engineering about making sure the seating is properly fixed and not a danger from wind or whatnot. So they were getting drawings approved, but that may have been a few weeks ago. I don't have an update.
But the tenant is still interested in it.
As far as I know, the tenant is still interested.
Why does everything take so long?
So this is the last part of the Rivercross?
Just
Okay, I saw
deadly.
some activity there. So that would be actually a pretty nice place.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a restaurant, a non-cooking restaurant.
It was a non-cooking food use plus other things, because we can't cook in any
non-cooking restaurant.
Sandwiches, pre-prepared sandwiches.
They bring food from outside.
Yeah, none of those stores are allowed to have vented cooking.
Well, why then is Subway there? What's the difference between Subway and the?
I don't remember the exact details, but Subway's cooking has no venting.
It's convection oven cooking, so they only bake bread. So it's heat. It's not
It's cooking in Wholesome.
Right. So
this is Rivercross.
That's
So
Roosevelt
actually,
Landing.
bakery would be doable.
So every
Across
building.
the street,
it would
you can
be.
have cooking, and you can't have it on this side.
So we had.
In Brooklyn, they
Predating
have
me, there was
something
negotiations with
called
each individual building owner or board,
Whoops, yes.
and each one outlined different
But
rules
that's all
for
those
what they would permit or
cookies.
wouldn't.
Yeah, they could have good
Oh,
bread
yeah.
there.
I
Right.
don't eat,
So
that's
as of
why
now-
they're
there could be no restaurants cooking food in Rivercross buildings.
From what I've been told.
But could that be
What about a
changed?
salad
I mean, if
place?
enough
Like
pressure was put on.
a salad place for the
on the
Oh, yeah,
ownership.
the salad in the
Yeah, but
Korean
that way you
place.
can sit down
I
and
mean,
eat it though.
You can,
Well,
if
you
it's
can
in the
do it
interest of the
Whatever
community, you can
price.
get it
What?
changed.
That-
Someone just has to take.
That's the best
initiative.
space on Roosevelt Island for restaurants, and
Which one?
you guys know that.
Yeah, I know that. Right,
Which one
they
is the
know
best?
that. But
The Rivercross retail space is the best space on Roosevelt Island for restaurants. However, the Rivercross board will not allow, as of now, will not allow restaurants in the space.
I wasn't there for the negotiation. I don't know what the discussions were, what the reasons were, but
I mean, we have cooking in our building,
It's just,
right? And
It's
it
not me, it's,
has
you know.
no effect on,
On us, and I live right over Starbucks, literally.
yeah.
And
They
I
don't
can't,
cook there,
I can't
it's a
smell it.
cooking.
I mean, unless I open my windows. I don't hear the music because we have very good sound installation at the Riverwalk building. It's no big deal to have a restaurant or establishment that, using heat below you. I suspect you could get, if you really wanted to, you could get Rivercross to give you permission.
I'll bet you $1,000.
No.
you bet me $1,000.
Yeah, I'll bet you $1,000 that won't happen.
why?
Another good restaurant location might be where the hardware store was too.
Yeah.
Because it has the dual entryway, it
I
has the
think
back.
any
Yeah.
location
And
would be
out
good
front
for a
as well.
restaurant.
Right.
People are dying for a restaurant on the island. I think it wouldn't matter where it's
Chinese
located.
restaurant would open up. Like they used, where they have all their stores, it used to be a little restaurant with seating.
The China one.
Yeah.
They used to have seating once upon a time, yeah.
It was before China Barn. It was a
Yeah.
different Chinese restaurant. It was a
But
more
I think
upscale.
even at Chinese
It was like
restaurant,
fine dining,
really
actually.
they need to
Really?
sit down Chinese restaurant.
So what do you think about the population in general? Because it's relatively young. I think it's mostly between, let's say, 29 and 40. A lot of Asian people. So have you looked at what kind of stuff they would like to have?
Sure.
Particularly because I see that they're very active here.
Yeah, one tenant pool that we thought would be great, just based on size and the demographic, would be some sort of a boutique fitness studio with like yoga, Pilates, something like that.
But we have a lot of yogas here.
We have that.
There's so much of that
We have
available
5 yoga
for free here.
teachers here.
Yeah,
Right.
no,
That-
but really, are you aware of the Main Street Theater and Dancing House? They have all those classes.
Every time I've gone in to go, the door's locked. Every time I've gone to go try to talk to somebody there, I'd have to call somebody or speak to someone there.
We can give you the name.
Do
Well,
they do outdoor yoga in the summer? I know
Yes,
when I'm here in the
yes.
summer, I see there's always outdoor yoga
Yes.
happening.
Yeah.
But it's not even-
Need services.
It doesn't have to be
Stationary.
yoga, it could be
Okay,
just a boutique
It's
fitness of some
some
sort.
sort of
No, but if you
You know,
forget
also,
about
I mean,
that.
some
There's
of the
tennis
things
yoga
they
everywhere.
have exercise.
Yeah, I see them downstairs here, and you have a phenomenal pool and gym down there.
And tennis inside, outside, everything.
We've had people call us and make suggestions. We have, like I said, I have friends that live in the island have made suggestions, and the
Okay.
young people have all boutique fitness,
Okay,
wine
good.
bar. Wine bar has been, everyone says, put a wine bar in, put a wine bar in. And then other thing is it's fitness. People are a bar class, someplace where they can have multiple types of fitness uses with different instructors, and just like there's a lot of young moms now too on the
Yeah,
island.
Absolutely.
yes,
There's
yes.
a lot,
Absolutely.
there's a lot of classes for that.
There is-
I've gotten calls that people want to add it to the island, so maybe they don't know, maybe
Well,
it
look,
needs
you
to be
know, I-
advertised
They have to
more.
read the
Before you go way
Yeah.
out, you ought to look at what goes on in Sports Park,
Mm.
because there's a lot of that stuff. There's yoga,
Saturdays,
there's
there's a lot of
swimming, et cetera.
classes.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
you ought to know what's already
What's
available.
available.
Absolutely.
And the hardware, so how could we, I mean, before we didn't go.
Yeah, I agree
Definitely,
with that.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, hardware,
We're-
a bakery.
Our goal, our number
I
one
want
goal
them
is to
bakery.
get as many
Right.
people.
You know, if it's a bake,
these
it's a
stores have
bagel
been
bakery,
baking for
that'd
so
be
long.
hard.
So we're trying to generate buzz.
They can bake it in,
It's
storage.
Is there any
Sorry.
way to have the rent on an escalating scale, like let them pay less and then,
Well, it's
as like Cornell, people come in, then charge them a little bit more when the population.
so that's always part of the negotiation. No lease is ever the same. No store is ever the same, right? It's if it's the right tenant and we have to make the deal work, there could always be something worked out. Not always, sometimes it doesn't get worked out, but creative options do exist like that. We do deals like that all the time where things are escalating. You can give somebody a break up front and then it escalates thereafter. There are ways to be creative, to get a tenant where they need to be, and to have a market rent being paid.
By the way, do you have your business card?
I do.
Can you give all of us?
I certainly
We could
can.
ask people what they want to have here.
Yeah,
And then we send you a mail.
yeah, that'd be great.
Just
Do
have a
you-
quick question.
Do you know Brooklyn Bagels on Broadway in?
And Brooklyn Bagels, I don't know Brooklyn Bagels.
Well,
Yeah.
Anyway,
Long Island City.
just
Yeah.
for example, I
Yeah.
mean, they have great bagels.
Mhm.
The line is through the door, all the time.
Just go on,
But
take
not
one,
only
that's
that,
right.
they have salads, they have great coffee, they have tables set up where
Yeah,
people
like-
sit in and, and read their paper and salads and the variety of what they have. And it's packed.
Agreed, and that's
Now,
actually.
I know that Long Island City, I don't know what works here, quite
I
frankly.
agree with you 1,000%. I think a bagel store would
And
be
I'm not
great.
saying it
coupled with a bakery,
it would
though.
be here.
Oh,
Well, right.
and on bagel stores.
Okay.
We have excellent,
talked
in
to
my
him.
opinion, the best bagel in New York, available at the Riverwalk Deli.
No, that,
Oh, no.
please, then you don't know a good bagel.
I think I do.
No, you
I
won't.
grew up with bagels.
So have I.
They're pretty crappy bagels.
They are the
Oh, I
crap,
didn't
they
hear-
are
yeah.
so
Like
crappy.
Shake Shack.
I got a people on the crowd.
Did-
If we have someone out there space, we can set up.
They're
We've
terrible.
made
got-
verified
we've got-
tenant, I think, in any,
We have 6 or 7 availabilities. We have like 15,000 square feet
My
available.
point is,
we
you
try to
don't
get them in a lot
want
of spaces. They're tough.
competing businesses,
We-
just like we have with
Okay,
nails.
so-
Right.
What?
Two
Three,
nail salons.
two stores.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
Mhm.
I I mean, they're probably both suffering.
You have a lot of jack of all trades on the island, right? Because that's always been the makeup of the businesses here, right? But if you have 33 stores, what's going to happen is that the jack of all trades are going to, unfortunately, probably transition out, and you're going to have more specialty. But bringing in specialty is how you get better quality. Because if you have somebody who makes a croissant, a bagel, a sandwich, ice cream, an egg sandwich, like it's, they're not good at everything. They could be okay at everything, but if you want somebody to walk from the tram, 1,000 feet up, it's because they're going to want that bagel. They're going to want those great flowers. You have to have specialty. That's Brooklyn Coffee Roasters. So, but my point is, it could be. My point is that I'm trying to make is that you're all talking about what gets people somewhere, and it's specialty. Anytime you're in any neighborhood, no matter where you're, Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Chelsea, take Chelsea in the 90s, for example. Nobody wanted to go over there, right? So you had the artists made phenomenal exhibits with top name artists. All of a sudden, it gave people a reason to go there. Who was next? The restaurants. The restaurants went there.
Right.
Who's after that?
Right.
The developers. I mean, and now there's people, you can't buy an apartment in Chelsea, so it's crazy. Not saying that that's what you want here, but
what happened at
for a real estate
Highline?
example.
Yeah, the
Highline,
I mean,
yeah.
it's crazy.
So, point being, I really think that there's going to be, our goal is to get every single person knowing what's going on here, and what we're trying to do is lease the stores, right? Get specialty, get things that are amenity driven for the island, something that's going to complement. Not every single person is going to say, wow, great, that place opened. There's going to be one person that says, we already have that,
Of course.
and another person's going to say, well, that's great. I'm so glad we have that now.
Of course.
So, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out, once the second floor of 504 is completed and the Catholic Parish centralizes all its activities there, there's going to be another storefront available, which is, I think they're moving out of their storefront on Main Street.
Yeah.
So my question is, I think you're going to have back-to-back, if I'm not mistaken, empty storefronts then. Is it possible to ever, combine them? Yes,
Sure.
And you do offer those options?
Unless there's restrictions in different buildings.
Yeah, we have to see what, going back to bearing walls, we
Right.
have to see what is.
Because then you have more flexibility. You can get somebody who wants a bigger space, and hey, I can combine these.
But that is also,
Yeah,
it's probably
well,
a year off, I would
Parish
say,
store could
before the
expand.
parish moves. So we certainly don't want to. We would never try to delay anything.
Yeah, but you do make a good point though, and you play the cards you're dealt. So at the time that if that comes available and the store next door is available, and an engineer does a study and says, it's no problem, and the building itself says it's no problem to open it up, that's something we would advertise
Yeah, because that's plus two, they're potential
with Hudson's
plus.
permission.
Yeah.
Can you just give